So good evening, friends, and welcome to another interview preparation session. So today we'll be reviewing some questions on Python. Yeah, so let's go to the first question. Yeah. So what the key features of Python? Yes, friends. So what are the key features of Python? Yes, Iva Rajan. Yeah, correct. Okay, so let me give the answer. First of all, it is interpreted. Interpreted means it doesn't have to be compiled before running. It we can run the code from anywhere, anytime. Unlike in C, where we have to run the program from start to end, the total program. Python doesn't have to be done in that order. So, like Python, other interpreted languages are PHP, Ruby, etc. Okay, so next point is it is dynamically typed. So it means that you don't have to state the types of variable when you declare them. It means if you type x is equal to a numerical like 1, it will uh, means by default give the type of x as integer. Yeah, high level language also is correct. Then we have it is well suited for OOPS, means object oriented programming. Then we have easy to write. And then it is general purpose. Means it is used now it is used in every field, like in web applications, automation, scientific modeling, big data, etc. So it is now a general purpose programming language. Yeah. So let's go to the next one. What type of language is Python? Is it programming language or scripting language? Yeah, so one function, yeah, correct. But everything in Python is also object. No? Yeah, both are correct actually. Actually, a Python can be used as scripting language also, but in general sense, it is considered a general purpose programming language only. Yeah, no, incorrect. So it can be both, but in general sense, if we take, then it is a programming language. So why is Python called a called an interpreted language? So why is Python called an interpreted language? Okay, so we have already seen here interpreted. So what does interpreted mean? It means that it doesn't have to be compiled before running. Means like in C++, we had to compile the program first, check for errors, then after correcting the errors, we had to run. So in Python, we don't have to do that. We can run the code line by line or from anywhere we want. So we can say interpreted language is any programming language which is not in machine level code before runtime. Like in C, we compile, we convert it to the machine level code before runtime, and then we run. So therefore, Python is called as interpreted language. Okay, so next, uh, what is PEP? Ashubham, correct? Python enhancement proposal. So what is Python enhancement proposal? It is a set of rules that specify how to perform, means how to format the Python code for maximum readability. So next, what are the advantages of using Python programming language? Yeah, Vivek, correct. It is easy to read. So there are many advantages of Python over our other programming languages. First is ease of use, as Vivek already has said. Yes, Subham. Second, free, or we can say open source. Yeah, then we have, it is an interpreted language. We had discussed this interpreted. Yes, Shubham, correct. Then it is dynamically typed, so that we don't have to mention about the type of the variables. It is assigned by default. Then it has support for third-party libraries. So this is the most important one. As it has support for third-party libraries, it has access to various other applications like web applications, or automation, scientific modeling, then big data, all that we get support from these third-party libraries only. Then we have, uh, you can say it gives more functionality with less coding. We also have other advantages, but let's move to the next question. Yes, Sandeep, which one you are asking? So next is, what is Python namespace? Okay, so dynamically typed means consider if we for C++, we had to write intx equals to, then we have, means first define it here, then we had to write x equals to 1 or something. So in this case, we can directly write this one, x equal to 1, and it will take the data type by default. That is what dynamically type is. Yes, you want to correct. What you're writing slash and slash t, that are called escape uh, variables or something. That is not namespaces. So namespace is a naming system that is used to make sure that the names are unique to avoid naming conflicts in Python. Yes, Shubham got it correct. Yeah. So what are the different types of namespaces? Okay, so the namespace, we can say it is the name which is assigned to each object in Python. And the objects can be variables or functions. And as each object is created, its name along with the address it occupies gets created. And this is maintained in Python like a dictionary where key is the name and value is the address of the object. That correct, Naveen? Global, local, built-in. So we have built-in, then we have global, we have enclosing, and we have another local. So built-in namespaces are all those names which contain the built-in objects in Python and are available whenever Python is running. Okay, so global namespaces are the namespace for all the objects that are created at the level of main programming. Means whatever we create in the program is global, and enclosing namespaces are means at the higher level, or means if we create a function and we are giving name to a variable in that function, so uh, it can be said to be enclosing namespace. And local namespaces are the namespaces which are in the inner function. Okay, so let's go to the next one. What are decorators in Python? Yeah, it is a function shown, but it is used to add some design patterns to the function without changing its structure. Basically, we can say decorators act as a wrapper above the function in which we apply it on. So let me give you a small example. So if we have this function, let me increase the size. Yeah, so if we have this function, this is, we are defining here the decorator function, and this is the main function. So what we are doing here is we are defining a function named smart divide function, and in that function we are defining another function which has two parameters a and b, and then we are printing inside this, we are printing I'm going to divide a by b, and if b is equal to 0, then we are printing this. Means if we divide a by b and b is 0, then we are getting error. So to avoid that, we are using this decorator to print, whoops, we cannot divide. So this will be returned if b is equal to 0. Otherwise, it will return the from ab and that. So if we run this, so the we can add decorator to a function by using at symbol, then the name of the decorator function, followed by definition of the function we are using the decorator upon. So this is the syntax of using decorator function. Okay, so let's go to the next question. What are dict and list comprehension? Okay, so dict and list comprehension are just another way to create dictionary and list. So by comprehension, let me give you an example how to create list. So we can create list by doing like this: x equals to I for I in range. Let's take the range 5. So if we yeah, so if we do this, we'll get an output like this: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll get a list output from 0 to 4. Likewise for likewise for dictionary, we can use x equals to I is to I plus 2 So we are creating a dictionary object here. Oh, sorry, dictionary. For dictionary, we are using this power brackets. For I in range I. So if we do this, we will get the output as 0 is to 2, comma 1 is to 3, comma 2 is to 4, comma 3 is to 5, then last 4 is to 6. So you'll get the output as a dictionary object like this. So this is how we create dictionary and list comprehension. Okay, so let's go to the next question. So what are the common built-in data types in Python? Yeah, so this is a simple question. Okay, so the most common built-in data types are numbers, which include int, float, and complex number. Then next we have list, which is an ordered sequence of items. The items may be different, means having different data types. So list is a heterogeneous sequence of items, we can say. Then we have tuples, which is an ordered sequence. List is also an ordered sequence. Tuple is also ordered sequence, but list is heterogeneous, means it can contain different data types, but tuples cannot contain different data types. It is homogeneous. It should contain only one type of data. And then we have string. So string is also a sequence, but it is a sequence of characters. And for list, we have square brackets. We can represent it by square brackets. For tuple. For tuple, it is the parenthesis, and for strings, it is the double quotes, single or double quotes. Then we have set. So set are collection of unique items, and there is no ordering in case of sets. There is no indexing, so it doesn't contain an ordered list. That means order sequence of items, and every item in a set is unique. So there cannot be any duplication. Then we have dictionary, right? So in dictionary type, we have uh, values which are in key value pairs, where each value can be accessed through its key. So here also it is not ordered, means no indexing is there. Then we have Boolean. So it has only two values, true and false. Okay, so let's go to the next one. What is the difference between .py file and .pyc file? Friend, so what is the main difference between .py and .pyc file? Okay, so the .py files are mainly the Python source code files, while the .pyc files contain the bytecode of Python files. So they are created when we are when the code is being imported from other some other source. Then we get the file as a .pyc file. So our interpreter converts this source file, means .py files, to .pyc, which helps in saving time. Means when we are importing, it converts it into PYC file. So this PYC file is actually smaller in size, so it can be transported very easily. Therefore, it saves time. Then next question is, what is slicing in Python? Yes, I know, correct. So what is slicing? What is slicing operations in Python? Okay, so slicing operation is, yeah, Saina, correct. So slicing operation basically lets us choose a specific part from a sequence of items, like we have sequence of items like list, tuple, strings, etc. Yeah, Akshay, correct. Saina, you are also correct. So the basic syntax of slicing is, we have a when we give the code, basic is start, then we have stop. These are the indexes: start index, then stop index, then we have step index. So start index means suggest where we can start the slicing operation from, the index of the, yeah, no, incorrect. So start is the starting index, stop is the stopping index, and step is the means step we would take for slicing. Means if we have step 2, then we'll choose alternate elements in the sequence of items. So for example, if we have a list like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we are doing slicing operations like -1, 2, sorry, is to 2, is to 2. If we are doing this, so -1 is the last element. Yeah, Shubham, correct. It is the increment step. So -1, it takes it starts from the last element, and stop is the second index. So 0, then 1, then 2. So 3 is the second index. So it goes from 8 to 3, and it takes steps. It jumps 2 elements at a time. So for the output will be first 8, then 6, then 4. Because after 4, it is the stopping index. So we get a list 8, 6, 4. If we have a slicing operation like this one. Okay, so next question. What are keywords in Python? That's incorrect. So keywords basically are reserved words that have some meaning in Python. So they are generally used to define types of variables. So keywords cannot be used as a variable name also. That is also important to remember. So we have keywords like and, or, not, if, else, for, while. These are all the keywords, which is means basically built in. So we cannot use them as a variable. You have to remember this: keywords cannot be used as variable names. Okay, so going to the next one. What are literals? Python. Yeah, Naveen, correct. Yeah, those are reserved words. Yes, I know you are also correct. In total, we have 33 keywords. Friends, so literals. So a literal in Python is a source code which represents a fixed value for primitive data types. Yes, I am correct. So basically, there are five types of literals in Python. They are now incorrect. This raw value. So basically, we have five types of literals. String literal. First one is string literal. So a string literal is created by assigning some text enclosed in a double quotes. So when we say like this, means x is equal to, let's say, some name like, let's take Naveen's name, Naveen. So this is a string literal. Likewise, we have character literal. So in this, we have a single character within double quotes. So that is a character literal. Then we have numeric literal. So it is simply x when x is assigned to a numeric value. Then we have something called Boolean literal. So Boolean literal can be two values only, true or false. Then we have literal collection, which are list, tuple, dictionary, and sets. Apart from this, we also have special types, which is none. None is a special type of literal which represents the null value. Okay, so next question. How can we combine data frames in pandas? Yes, I know. Literal collections are means list, tuple, dictionary, and set. So let me write here. List, tuple, dictionary, set. Yes, I know. We use concat operator. So basically, we can use concat operator, but for combining, we have three methods. We can combine the data frames vertically, means if we have a data frame like this, then we can also put a data frame down to that also. Then we can also do it horizontally, means adding more features, we can say. Shubham, mutable and immutable means like lists are mutable, means we can edit the elements in the list, whereas in tuples the elements cannot be edited, so tuples are immutable. Yeah, so combining, we have three methods: by stacking the two data frames vertically, or stacking it horizontally, or we can choose a common column and combine according to that column. Yeah, special little is none. None represents null value. Means if we give x equal to none, means x is null value. So combining basic syntax is as it is from pandas data frame. So we'll use pd dot. Before that, we have to import pandas. I'm not showing here, but we have to do that. So concat. Then we have here data frame 1, then comma data frame 2, then axis equals to 0 or 1 we can give. It decides whether it is vertical or horizontal. So we can give either 0 or 1. Then we have join. In type of join, we can also give inner join, outer join, we can also specify here. Okay, friends, so this was the last one. So we'll be ending our session here. Yeah, so thank you, friends. We'll meet tomorrow.